Hallo, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Pakhair agale, ni hao, junushumme, washmale, ohaya gozaimes, guten morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifahal, hale shuma chatore, ahlan wasahlan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabia, bhalli kare. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to PTV World. You watching World this morning and we have to say something. 1, 2, 3, Happy New Year! Well, for everybody who's tuned into their television screens and are watching us on their television screens, ladies and gentlemen, the very pretty lady right next to me is Shiza Hashmi, and this dapper guy himself is Shazad Khan. Hi, Shiza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely great. The energies are lifted because, of course, like we already said, it's New Year. But Shazad, I realized one thing. So when you say Happy New Year, it sits perfect with this.
Yeah.
Because with Shazad, he wants to add happy to everything. Yeah. So he goes like, Happy Eid Mubarak. Happy Merry Christmas.
Happy Merry Christmas. Yeah. That's
so, well, Happy New Year makes sense as well. How are you doing?
Well, I think I'm doing perfectly fine. I was able to catch up on my sleep and, I was getting a lot of calls from my friends and family and everybody that, hey, you know what, it's going to be New Year's Eve tomorrow. What are you planning? What do you want to do? And I was like, it was simple for me to decide. I was like, I'm going to stay back home and there's a reason because I've got work on Friday morning. So I really cannot come out. And I think for everybody who's got work tomorrow, please make sure that you do not indulge yourself into an activity which will not let you wake up early in the morning, and then people will realize and judge you because you were not there in the office just because of the fact that it was New Year's Eve yesterday. So please don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you're more focused on your work and towards your goals.
Or do it responsibly so that you can also make it to work. Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Because Shazad, 2020
What are you even talking about to do responsibly?
I mean, people like to go out and party and eat and, just have fun activities with the family and friends, right?
Yes.
So why do it? Of course. I'll tell you why. Because 2020, like we always talk about, and we've been talking since the entire year, it's been so massively depressing, and not just for us, or not just for the people of this region. This has been the greatest global depression that, of course, well, I have seen in my life, but also people sort of relate it to back to the, Great Depression of the Great War as well, because this time even worse. And especially now because, Shazad, we have sort of built our lives around or inside the cybersphere. So we actually practically had to live in that this year because no one was going out, no one was greeting and meeting people, initially, well, strictly so. And I mean, movie theaters were closed, everything was off limits, playgrounds even for that matter. So I think everything we had to do, our lives, relationships, friendship was on phone, or I mean, internet for that matter. It was really different. What was different for you? Or I mean, how was the 2020 year for you?
Well, I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, and my goal was to actually save a bit of money, which I was able to, alhamdulillah, because, we never got to spend a lot of money because of COVID. We were indoors. It was hard at times because there was not a lot of work out there, because this work which we do will help us run our kitchen, pay the bills and, pay the fee and whatever, which I'm glad and thankful to Allah Almighty as well. But the luxury comes from, different brand endorsements and, the extra work you do. So we were away from luxury quite a while, but now, we're very hopeful as well. But I think that the one thing which was different was that now people have realized, even though that people earlier weren't going to parks, they weren't going to cinemas anyways, because otherwise our movies would have been a hit as well. They weren't doing any of these activities. Now they've realized that, okay, now when we are stuck at home, we really need to step outside. Our kids need to go outside and play, and it's healthy for us. So I think it's a blessing in disguise. And ladies and gentlemen, for all those people who've realized that, there's that this thing to be close to nature, or to be out there, or for your kids to go out and play is a very important aspect of their life and your life as well. I think that they have a good understanding now.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. But Shazad, you know what? Economically speaking, it was, of course, the worst year for a lot of countries, not only Pakistan. But I think credit's due where it's due, and I really want to take this moment to appreciate the efforts of the incumbent government. Shazad, how you and I talk about how this particular government and the set of, people we have in this government, they really do care about the people, or especially belonging from the unfortunate ones, let's say, or belonging from the downtrodden segments of the society, who otherwise wouldn't have enough to, lead a dignified life. So, I mean, even in the worst economic crisis, allotting 127 billion rupees around that for the Asas program for the underprivileged ones, I think that was amazing. You did definitely change the lives of a lot of people. And Shazad, sitting here, you and me, I don't think we realize that. Because, of course, alhamdulillah, we're not those people. But, you know, handing out cash to people in the worst crisis where they're not going to find any work, even Mazdoor for that matter, right? They're sitting on the roads all day long, not finding any work. I think that did make a change in their lives, for better, I hope. And, well, fingers crossed, really hope and pray that 2021 does not need any of that.
Exactly.
And all of us, you know, come out of it stronger.
And with that prayer, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time that we move on. And the first things first, we are actually going to congratulate all Pakistanis who are out there because, first of all, we're going to show you these visuals, these amazing visuals.
Oh, yes.
And then we're going to let you know what we're talking about. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Pakistan and Pakistan Air Force because 14 JF-17 dual-seat fighter jets have been inducted into Pakistan Air Force, while the production facility for JF-17 Thunder Block 3 has been inaugurated. Wow.
And you know, speaking on the occasion, the Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan actually said that the production of JF-17 dual seat is a dream come true.
Well, that's not the, well, you know what, that's not the only thing he said. He even said that the fighter jet has been designed keeping in mind the needs of Pakistan Air Force.
Oh, wow, amazing. Well, he also mentioned that the jet is equipped with latest weaponry and technology, which is far greater than India's newly acquired Rafale jets. So, yay! Yeah. Congratulations to Pakistan, especially Pakistan Air Force.
And I think this was the right time to bring them in. It's New Year's. I think we'll probably just fly them in on the New Year's Eve and, you know, make sure whether they work just fine. Yes.
And probably serve a very good cup of
Exactly.
tea.
But I think I have a New Year resolution, Shiza, and we should actually get started with our program as well, because we have some wonderful guests, amazing colleagues. We just gave them one call and they showed up, and for all of those whom we gave a call and they didn't show up,
You're
better
never
luck next time, bro. Better luck next time. But we're very glad, we're very thankful that, you know, they've shared the same amount of love we want to share with them. And we wanted to have this conversation amongst colleagues, you know, because everybody talks about their New Year resolutions of what they want to do in life, what they want to be, or how they want to exhibit character. And at times we never get this opportunity to sit down and you have a very candid kind of chat. Even though that, you know, one of our guests is not very candid. I mean, she's inspiration, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about energy on screen, when we talk about beauty on screen, when we talk about flawlessness, when we talk about how gorgeous one can be. Yeah, so
he's talking about me, okay?
So without any further ado, we will be doing this introduction. But, ladies and gentlemen, my new resolution is that in 2021, I'm not going to ask Shiza to sing us a song.
Oh my God, bless you, child. I mean, thank God that's going to change.
But right now, we even have to say happy birthday to somebody as well. Do you know who are we wishing happy birthday?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, who is she?
She's a very special person.
Yeah.
She happens to be the sister of someone, well, who works here. He's very close to us. Yeah, go on.
And she's Sadia Neemat. So Sadia, we're wishing you a very happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sadia.
I know that it's a very confusing birthday whether to celebrate New Year's or your birth, but it's, I think that it can go hand in hand as well. So yeah, are we going to? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sadia Neemat. Happy birthday to you. Happy Hash Day. Make sure to stay blessed and help people who are around you and who you think might need your help.
All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, like Shazad already mentioned, our very favorite colleagues from BTV World over here. And I actually want to take the first introduction because there's something I want to say. So, you know, Shazad, throughout this year, I have been getting comments and criticism or whatsoever. And everyone I met about my weight particularly, they would probably leave a rude compliment or shame me. Now, this person, we're not really close friends, but this thing stayed with me, okay? She sees me, and for the first time, she sees that I'm having trouble with my weight. And without saying anything rude, she comes to me and asks me, are you taking a lot of stress or anxiety? I understand things do get, you know, hard after marriage and everything. Like, it stayed with me so much. I even went back and told my mom that how amazing people can be. But ladies and gentlemen, she's been on the show before. She is the sweetest. She happens to be Maheen Jaffrey.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. And you guys are really jazzing up this morning show, and it was a wonderful...
your presence, all of you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you. And, you know, Shiza, I have a question for you, man. Why do women have so much drama in them, you know? Or, you know, everybody was asking me, and then I was like, hey, you know what? And then she showed up, and, you know, all of
because,
that.
well, it's...
Okay, it's on a lighter note, you know, because later on she can even text me on WhatsApp and be like, hey, bro, what's wrong with you? It's on a very lighter note.
Oh, that was something else. But no, of course, I mean, when you do, it was weird. We'll get to that, definitely.
No, I think the basic difference comes that women are emotional beings, I think. So
yes. And men don't have
I
that
was just
chamber.
kidding. I was just kidding. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just kidding.
No,
I'm not going to do that next year as well. Yeah, please go on.
I hope so.
Yeah, I want you to do this one. All right, I can do that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this lady, which I was telling you about, I think she really needs to drop her skincare routine as well. And the way she is, she's always very chirpy, no matter what happens, what's going on in her mind or in her heart. She never lets it appear on her face as well. Whenever she's going to come across somebody who's very depressed or probably low, I think when he or she is going to look at her and be like, hey, you know what, if he can be so happy, why can't we be? That's straight fact. And whatever she does on screen, ladies and gentlemen, has always been a source of inspiration for me. I've learned quite a lot because we were relatively new when we came, because she's been a part of the television industry and this life for a longer period of time. Ladies and gentlemen, she is with Suma. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Good morning, Shahzad. That was lovely. Everything that you said, though you could have continued, I mean, I just like
I could have continued, but I wanted you to speak, and I wanted people to see that, whom we are talking about as well. How are you? Thank you very much for coming.
Good. It was very difficult getting up early in the morning. It's like midnight for me.
Yeah.
But I said, you guys are so sweet, and you'd asked me, like, you have to come. So here I am.
Thank you.
But the first thing I have to ask you about that jet that you were talking about, because I think I need that for my New Year resolution.
Sure, man.
I need to get rid of some people.
And you know what? It's dual seat. Your husband is a pilot himself, and both of you can just be in the air and just get lost somewhere.
And blast away at our enemies.
I know, right? That would
Wonderful.
be so much fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here's the thing. We make sure that we do end this year on a musical note as well.
Right.
And we're always looking for younger and, how do you call it?
Yeah.
Even better talent.
Talented people.
Talented people, yes, definitely. So we got our hands onto this one.
I've always got your back, it's all right.
Thank you so much. Tasir Haider, hello, assalamu alaikum, welcome to our show.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
And Tasir, ladies and gentlemen, the best part is as excited as we are. Even
I
though
don't
that
think
we
so.
met for the very first time, but this kid, I'm in love with this kid already.
Oh, I love his
because he's
spirit.
gelled in so well. I think that, hats off to your parents for raising you the way you are.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Do you want to say something to your parents today?
Yeah.
Are they watching or are they asleep?
Yeah, they must be watching, but
Acha.
they actually thought that it was going to be a recorded show,
Oh.
but it turned out
We
that
do
it's
that, bro.
actually
We do live shows.
live.
Yeah, man.
So
Do you want to say something to them?
I actually really loved the introduction, and I'm loving it.
Wow,
Till now.
wonderful. And you will still keep on loving it as well once you leave the show as well. Make sure every morning your parents are watching the show, even when you're not performing on the show as well. All right, thank you very much. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen.
Our favorite.
I mean, she's a very amazing lady, number one. She's very literate. She's very philosophical.
Logical.
She's into continuous progression. She always kind of think about how she can improve every single day. What modes and mediums can she pick up on which will make her better and people around her better as well. But the only thing which I hate about her is that whenever we make a plan one way or the other, both of them,
oh, come
they
on.
kind
It's
of,
all her.
they kind of change it or jumble it up as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Taiba Nisar Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum assalam, good morning. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. No, I do not ditch, you guys ditch.
It's always Shazad, I knew it. But ladies and gents, thank you so much for being here. And I just realized we've taken up like 15 to 20-ish minutes of just the introduction. So without any further wasting of time, I'm going to begin. Let's begin with, well, Ma'am Homa, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so ma'am, first of all, in a nutshell, how would you describe your 2020?
Mostly at home, not doing anything, on the phone 24/7.
Really?
Watching all the, the seasons, the plays, the movies, everything is just like absolutely, there's nothing that I haven't watched, and then now, I've just run out of things to watch. And it's been a kind of a depressing year in that sort of, sense. I mean, but I guess it was time, where you took a break, you rested, you took a step back. From all this, the activities of everyday life. So it was, in a way, it was not that bad, because I've always seen and heard people talking so 2020 has been the worst, and it's like this, and it's like that.
I think
but
nature gave us a
moment,
break.
take a breath, go smell the roses, take a walk, It's like kind of, so, it was okay, I would say.
So with what spirit are you moving into 2021?
Cutting off all my vices. No gambling, no drinking, no drugs. Does it seem like I'm like that? No, I'm not like, I do have a particular vice, but that's not either of those.
Yeah. I said it's a wonderful public service message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely not, especially for the young generation,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like they think, hey, it's the in thing, you know, it's a little booze and a few drugs, and then, you know, it's like, give me a break, you know, have
Yeah.
some
Have some sense,
guys, like, you know.
Come on, man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, now I think that about like going for long walks instead of going, you know, just getting into the car and driving somewhere. So I was just thinking of, hey guys, I think I'm going to walk to Lahore.
Well, that's wonderful. But one trick question, ladies and gentlemen, from Miss Huma. And okay, I think I'm going to ask her. So now you told us that you're 2020, you were going out for walks, you were making sure to keep to yourself and, you know, alone
Yeah,
time.
getting time for yourself
Alone time
and
and all of
just-
that. But I heard that, you know, just a month or 2 months ago, you threw a birthday party at your place. What's with that?
Yeah, it's like, you know, I just got so fed up, and that's another thing about this coronavirus thing, where you see people not wearing masks and all.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Yeah.
you've suddenly just got so tired of it all, you know, and that fear factor, that it's like kind of gone.
Exactly.
But then, you know, they were all my colleagues, and I knew that, you know, everybody was healthy, fine, we were meeting every day. So there was this, I said, okay, now let's have a party and we'll just have food and a little bit of stuff. And I said, no, you know, let's have a little bit of music to go along with it,
Yeah.
and a little bit of this and a little, and it turned out to be a little bigger
Wonderful.
bash than I had.
Wonderful.
But then it was really, you know, I mean, I think everybody enjoyed it, and so did we.
Yes,
because it
obviously.
was, you weren't there.
Amazing. And I did the same
I
as
enjoyed
well.
in spirit now. I was not in the
I think I can relate with that because, ladies and gentlemen, when I didn't had COVID, you know, before that, you know, I got fed up as well because I was just staying at home, wasn't working, you know, and yeah.
Shazadi's got the phone on.
Yeah, because this
No
he
phones
put up
during
this alarm. He
broadcast.
put up this alarm so that he could remind us that, you know,
Remind-
okay,
yeah,
I'm
no
here to
talking.
sing. I'm here to sing. But yes, and this is what happened. So I got fed up, and I was like, okay, you know, called a couple of my friends. We were like, okay, we're going to take a trip to Murray or Nathia Gali, stay over there, and we
Are you
went.
listening?
We stayed over there, and the moment the day I got back, I had COVID, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
so you know, I don't
yeah.
think that it was a success story, but it was a story to share so that nobody gets fed up. All right.
Absolutely. All right. So the same question goes for you, Maheen.
Well, I think as Shahzad said, that it was a blessing in disguise. I actually got time to reflect upon my life, you know, think different things and read books. Finally, I got time after this chaotic routine of mine. So it was good for me in a way. I got time for many things, like I used to paint and, you know, write things. So I started that finally. But of course, one gets tired of whatever is happening. Like I also was tested positive for COVID-19, and I had to spend that whole time in quarantine. You know,
Yeah.
it was very, very hard. I think we also need a book of how to survive in quarantine, because
We
that's
do.
a total. It takes a toll on your mental health.
Yeah.
It's
And then
very important.
especially trying to stay away from your, I mean, precious child as well, because you can't, of course, engage with them because
Yes, of course. And then I also realized, I suppose many people would have realized how precious lives are. You know,
Absolutely.
one can go in a moment. You just never
Exactly.
know. And so many people we have seen that one night they were fine and the other night they were no more there.
Yeah.
So I think we have to really thank Allah and Allah Almighty for the blessings that we have, the relationships, the small moments of happiness that we have.
Yes.
And I'm really happy. And for this new year, especially this coming new year, I want to improve myself a lot.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
We'll get to resolutions because
And
I really
You know
wanna
what? I have a confession today, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Since each and every one of us, other than the guy over here, the smart guy over here, we work for the same television channel. So I'm liking the way, you know, they're talking, because at times we do have to kind of adjust with the guests as well, and you know, so the flow is natural and everybody's on the same wavelength, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I'll come to you, but I'll move on to Taiba. So Taiba, the same question which Shiza actually posed to both of our wonderful ladies as well. What do you have to say about it?
I
And have
guess-
you parked your horse in the parking lot?
I did. I came on a brown horse. I matched my shoes with it. I was like, hey, I have to show it to Shahzad.
And
so-
you know what? I
Do
saw
you
you
see
on
my
the road and
horse?
I thought that you weren't wearing any shoes. Oh, now I know that you were matching them.
See, yeah, you should definitely see.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so my 2020 started before 2020.
Yeah.
It was a bad year. It was a bad year for all of us, I guess, due to pandemic. Mine started before that. So I guess 2020 for me was about survival. It was about survival in quarantine. I'm an ambivert, so I do like staying at home a lot. So I had a good time with myself. I did paint a lot as well. I did read a couple of books, but they were more about philosophy, as you've mentioned.
Yep.
And they were also very opinionated, as we talked earlier as well. But I did have fun doing that, but it was more about survivability. It was for me to rediscover who I am. It was for me to understand all the trauma that I've been through, you know, in
But
early
Taiba,
2020.
if I were to speak for you, and I think you will agree with me, although, I mean, of course, we can't put in words how hard it must have been for you, but I think you came out of it very resilient and stronger.
I hope so.
Yeah, you
I
did,
sure
you
hope
did.
so.
This is what we wanted to ask. Were you able to do it?
I think I am there almost.
Right.
Almost.
Perfect.
But in 2021, I'm planning to be the old amazing Taiba that I was.
Wow.
I mean, for us, you still are, to be
Yeah,
very
and we have
honest.
seen a video of her from 2013 and 12 as well. And ladies and gentlemen, she's always been phenomenal and fantabulous as well.
Yes, oh
And
God.
we wish each and every one of you to be like that. But moving on to the gentleman over here. Hi,
Hello.
how are you? Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, so
I'm good.
Tasir, I have a different question for you.
Yeah.
Because for, you know, your generation,
Yeah.
you guys are all about the internet, and of course, I mean, you're
Yeah.
all about friends. The values are very different between, you know, how it was
Yeah.
for us and you. So how was it for
We
you to
already have three
survive?
generations over here on the
So
show.
basically,
Excuse me.
the first,
I am the third one.
the first like 3 months of the quarantine were like very, very terrible. It was haphazard. Our papers got cancelled. We didn't actually know what was happening or how long would it continue.
Okay,
So
okay.
after that, basically I started watching TV shows, and at the end, basically what the point I'm trying to bring is that this year has been really terrible for
Yeah.
like teenagers, especially because they've been at homes, they've not met their friends, and like it's very terrible for their mental health.
Absolutely.
Some of them have like lost their physique, so it's very, because for teenagers like the ideal thing is to go to the gym, work out, and like get into proper shape and that. So some of them have lost their physique, they've gone fat, they've gone thinner than they already were. So I think that they shouldn't be like body shamed on that,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they should be like
Supportive.
people should be supportive, and they should realize that what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
And secondly, I started running after my passion. I bought this guitar 2 months ago, didn't know how to
Oh.
play it before that. So
So you were singing earlier as well. Ever
yeah,
since
I
you
was
were in
singing,
second
but I
grade?
wasn't playing the guitar.
But just before the show, you were playing the guitar and it looked like as if you've been playing the guitar for
No,
several years.
I actually
Mashallah.
bought the guitar 2 months ago, and I didn't know how
All right,
to
so
play it.
let's see whether how much in love are you with your guitar and how much your guitar is in love with your
Okay.
fingers. Let's do that.
Sure
What
to
are you
you
going to share for all of these lovely ladies over here on the show?
I'll
Don't you feel
sing
lucky, you know, we're surrounded by pretty women today?
some
Girls here.
somebody that I used to know by Goatee.
All right, already somebody I used to know. Okay, let's do this.
Now and then I think of when we were together. Like when you said you were so happy you could die. Told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found out we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. But I'll admit that I was glad it was over. But you didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, that we were nothing. And I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and they change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over, but in me believing it was always something that I'd done.
Ma'am, whom I can relate.
But I don't wanna live that way, reading into every word you say. You said that you could let it go, and I wouldn't catch you hung up on somebody that you used to know. But you didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, that we were nothing. And I don't even need need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and they change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Wow.
Wow, that was wonderful. You did a great job, man. Somebody that I
Amazing,
used to know, ladies and
amazing.
gentlemen. What fresh vocals and some good guitaric skills as well. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading out towards a short break. Meanwhile, we're going to give all of our attendees a little bit of time to think about their New Year resolutions because we will be right back. Good
Stay
morning.
tuned. Welcome back to World This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, on a very high-spirited show, I want to say. Where Shazad Khan and myself, along with everyone on in the studios here today, we are celebrating New Year's and, well, bidding farewell to 2020 with a, I hope, with a heavy heart, sort of, yes. But towards the end, I think I want to make a special prayer for 2020.
Why with a heavy heart?
I'll tell you towards the end.
Yeah, okay, towards the end. Why with a heavy heart is something which I'm going to keep my ears open to. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time that we talk about realistic New Year resolutions. You know, people say, oh, we're going to quit smoking. People say, oh, we're going to go to moon. I mean, quit smoking, I think, is a little more realistic than going to the moon. But even these days, just the way Elon Musk is working, I think everybody can even go to the moon. So it totally depends on the...
People are buying property on moon.
Oh, all right. I mean, you can buy that too online.
Really?
Yeah.
Why though?
But it totally depends on how many people have already bought it and how many people will get settled over there as well. Yes, if you want to gift a piece of moon to somebody, ladies and gentlemen, you can give a piece of paper which will say, hey, you know what? You actually have something on the moon, man, which you might not ever see, but it's perfectly all right. Moving on to you and asking about realistic New Year resolutions. And because you were talking about how you wanted to reflect on yourself, and while you were in quarantine, you kept on thinking about it. What do you want to do this year round? Because while we're saying bye-bye to 2020, we're not saying bye-bye to COVID-19 as well, God forbid. Unfortunately. But how are you going to make sure that 2021 is not going to be as bad as it has been for people?
Well, Shahzad, my first resolution, what I want is to stay alive.
All right.
And after that, I want to be a very organized person. And of course, read more books, maybe start working out more, because this is the industry that we are in. We need to be, you know,
requires a lot of
on the top of our game.
Yeah, exactly. And read more, of course, about politics, just not books. We have to know about so many things happening in the world. So these are, I think these are the realistic
I think
resolutions.
these are wonderful ones.
Yeah,
as well.
and where you said that you want to be, what was the first thing you said in terms of being high maintenance?
I don't remember.
Something like you want to manage things better and something
Yeah,
like
organized,
that. But yeah, organized, be better at organizing. But you already give me a vibe of really, being high maintenance.
Oh,
Are you?
then that's I would take this as a compliment
Really?
because
Yeah.
I'm not at all an organized
It is a
person.
compliment. But there's one more thing which I'm going to connect to, which I asked you previously, and that is what is that one worst habit of yours which you might want to kill and not take it in 2021?
Interesting.
I think I'm very aggressive.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you mean by aggressive?
I am aggressive. I mean, I just
Chand
cannot.
maar di koi eyes on it.
Turn. No, I'm not that kind of aggressive. I'm not wild, of course.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
not what I'm
but
aggressive
I
means-
have to really control my temperament.
And
know,
your
yeah.
reactions, right?
As you rightly said in the beginning of the show, why women put so much drama. So this is part of
And I think my
This is
doctor has
something
this.
that I'd like to address as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, sure,
just
sure,
by
sure.
the
Why
way.
not? Why not? Why not? Moving on to Taiba. Yes, go on.
Okay, so women are not more dramatic, Shahzad.
Okay.
Men are. World War I was started by a man. World War II
All right.
was started by a group of men actually.
All
One, two,
Yeah.
100 Years War, 30-year war, so many of wars. They
Yeah.
were all started by men, not women.
All right,
But I
wonderful.
have
Okay,
my
wonderful,
own
wonderful. I do not even want to
politics.
get into this debate, but ladies, I wasn't there when it was World War One.
No,
I
but
wasn't there when it was World War Two. But I'm here when it's going to be 2021, and I'm going to spread love,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen.
let's
We're
do
not
it.
talking about war. So this is the man you guys need to know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to Ma'am Huma now. Yeah, please.
Yeah, well, it's nearly like a Maheen, like, because what did happen in 2020 was that, I'd taken off when the coronavirus initially hit, and I was scared, like, I mean,
Everybody
for
was.
young people, it's a little bit scary,
Of course.
So I was sitting at home I took leave for 3 or 4 months, and what I did was, like, do nothing and, just eat.
Yeah.
And so I put on that weight, so I need to lose those
When you
calories.
came to the gym, I saw you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, the gym is closed nowadays. But the other thing is that, for me, I think pretty much like Maheen, though, I mean, she says she doesn't seem aggressive, but she,
Yeah,
she
she's
says
very
she
polite,
is.
though.
Yeah,
And
she's
I am
super
like that
polite.
also, I can be quite aggressive, especially when it comes to road rage.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that vibe
there's
from you. You
women-
can do it.
Yeah, and it's sometimes like when I'm driving, I drive fast. And if I'm driving fast, it's like another, the guys on the road think that, hey, this is a challenge, take it
Oh,
on.
yes.
And I say, oh, go away. I can't get into that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm in the mood, I can really go
Chappal
and
utar ke
press
marugi
on
tumhe.
it. And yeah.
Yes.
And that road rage comes in, and unkindness to, I won't say unkindness. I'm not like, when the beggars come and they start tuck, 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 like,
That's
just
dumb.
not on your, it's like they're banging
Persistent.
on your head or
Yeah.
something. And, it takes a lot out of me now to not to, say something bad
Yeah.
to them, nasty to them. And I do look at them and I say, go, go, go. And I feel bad, God, please forgive me. I wish, I was kinder.
Yeah.
But it really takes, I get really frustrated, and then they're looking at you through the window like this and up and down, and then they're looking at your telephone also and saying, hey, you look at my messages and see what's going on the game.
Yeah, you
that
tell
I'm
me what to
playing."
reply.
But you know what? I think that you're as beautiful inside as well, the way you are on the outside as well. And I think that for all of those resolutions you're looking forward to, we hope and pray that
Thank
you're
you
able
so
to
much.
do that.
Your check is ready. I'll give it to you at the end of the show. Done.
See, that's why I don't write checks, man, because I end up giving away autographs. It's perfectly all right.
Oh my God, Shahzad.
Yeah, but moving on to Taiba now. So Taiba, what about you?
So new year, new me, guys.
Yeah.
How
Not
will
at
you
all.
realize that though?
I'm sorry?
How will you realize that? Is it a thing? Does it happen for you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It was just a joke. So 2021, I guess I'm going to try and be the old, better version of Tayyiba, and also a little bit of more street smartness, a little more of aggression, I
Not-
guess, because
can I
I
add
think I'm
something
too.
for you, not
yeah.
letting people walk over you.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be kind now. So yeah, guys, please. So anyway, I guess I would like to be a little more wise and street smart. That's
Yeah.
what I would like
Wow.
as a New Year resolution.
Wonderful.
And yes, to be in shape.
Wow.
I've literally stress eaten so much, and I eat
In
so
shape?
much now.
But
I love.
What do you want to disappear or something?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That I might not look. It might not look very appropriate of me saying that you are already in good shape, alhamdulillah. But yeah, okay.
But then again, I eat so much chocolate lava cake and so
good, man.
many
Just burn
cheesecakes
it.
and whatnot, and then I want to cut down on that because, well, okay.
Make her shut up.
Okay, no. She's a dear friend, and
You're
each and every
young,
one of
you'll
you
never get out
are
of
very
shape.
dear and near to us. But I have a question for all three of you because we work together. We work for the same organization.
But then you have to answer this
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
I will. But and I think that it is a very important question. It has had an impact on our lives one way or the other.
Yeah.
So from the very day when you started working for PTV World, do you think that you've had a positive change in your behavior, or do you think that you've had a negative change in your
Or
behavior?
any change at all.
I would say that I have had.
And our boss might be watching as well.
Hi, sir. How
Answer
are you?
no.
So I would say that I have had a positive change in terms of my professional career. In terms of my personal behavior, I think I was more professional earlier. Now I'm a lot more friendlier. But I have found a lot of great friends here, so you can't really blame me for that. But yeah, I feel like in my personal behavior, I would like to add a little more different aspects into my personality. But in professional terms, I have improved, of course.
Wonderful.
Everybody does, I guess.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ma'am Huma?
Ma'am Huma, can you
Ask the
recall?
question again.
Can you? So since the first time you joined PTV,
Oh.
do you feel like there's been a change in
Ages
you?
ago. Yeah, well, it was a lot formal then, and as you know, it was just like one channel.
Yes.
And just PTV, and everything was. You had to be very careful about each and everything.
Did you ever
still
do
are.
Urdu news though?
No,
Okay.
I've never done Urdu news.
Okay,
It's difficult for me
It
to
is very
read it.
difficult.
So, but the thing is that over the years now, I think right now, I've for me, I've mellowed. Like
Alright.
I
Tapered
used to
down.
be very tense. I used to be like more, in your face kind of a thing in the
Yeah.
beginning. If
Yeah.
something said, this is wrong or this is like, I wouldn't take it to it kindly.
ठीक
But
है.
now I do. And but the best thing right now is over the years, and now at the moment, I just feel that it's become more of like a family place. Like we'll all taken that trip to, remember Shahzad,
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
Nathia Gali.
Exactly.
And before, if anybody had asked me, let's, all the offices, all the people are going, and I would say, oh, come on, like you see them every day in the office, give me a break. I'm not seeing them again. But believe me, that was such a lovely occasion, and it's more friendly, and it's more like, honestly, everybody is like more like family now, and I think it's
It's
due
because
to
of Masood Beg Sahib.
Masood also,
He's taken a
that,
lot of initiative.
Yeah,
for it.
Yes,
exactly.
he has.
So now we're thinking of a trip to Khanpur or wherever. Or
I'm
so
game
it's
for.
like-
I really
I'm
want
going to push you from
Yeah.
the cliff, man. Come on. That's it. Yeah, because we will be doing that,
Yeah.
Cliff diving?
Yeah, cliff
I'm
diving is the
game.
thing.
Really?
over there.
Wow.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
What about you, Mahi?
Well, as Huma said, that it's more like it has become a family, PTV, and I think I had dreams. I was basically doing something else, like I was a photographer and designer, but since I came here, I discovered more about myself.
Wow.
I can do so much more, and now this year, the next year, I mean, I want to be the best version of myself.
Wow,
Inshallah.
wonderful. And we
And
want
why
to
not?
wish you best of
Inshallah,
luck as
inshallah.
well. And since she just said that, I have to answer this question, so I think that PTV World has actually done a wonderful job with me. And I'm not going to say that I've done a wonderful job with PTV World, but I think it's going to be the other way around. Because earlier I used to be a video jockey for a
Yes.
music channel. I had long hair, and people would think of me as
You should see
a
the
goon
picture.
probably. And then, as soon as I came down to PTV World, ladies and gentlemen, there was a tremendous change in me, in my personality. I didn't actually even knew then, even now, that I could even speak English, and I had to learn it from my brother who was studying in Oxford then. And then all of a sudden, you were there interviewing heads of states, ministers, ambassadors, and then there are these other ministries calling you in every single day. Your visa's not getting rejected. I was on top of my life, which I am,
Wow.
alhamdulillah. And
Mashallah.
every single day, ladies and gentlemen, we do try over here that we kind of bring something interesting and relaxing for you too as well, because this is the only morning show on PD World which is viewed as much as any other show as well. So we're very lucky and we're very grateful to Allah Almighty for all of our audiences as well, and we
Yeah.
want to wish them best of luck, and each and every one of you as well, which is why I'm going to move on to. Do you want to say something first, Shiza?
No, I want to move on to Tasir
All right.
over here.
So Tasir?
Yeah, first of all, well, you definitely will end the show with a song, but you tell me very quickly, New Year resolution. A
So
realistic
basically,
one.
if we like talk about realistically, I have started a page
Okay.
on Instagram,
And it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Tasi.Zaryan. So at the end of like 2021,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that right now I'm standing at 1.6
Okay.
K followers, and at then I think I should get at least 5K followers. So I like don't get disheartened.
Don't worry, bro. I'm going to give you a shout out. Inshallah, you'll be 2K or 3K tomorrow.
So for that, if we talk about that, and secondly, I really need to stop procrastinating.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
All of
Yeah.
us, I
I mean,
guess.
at your age, you can do it, yeah, bro. You know, live this life, you know, because you're living off your parents. Come on, do this.
Yeah. And Tasi, by the way, just if you think that this is, oh my God, this is the hardest time of my life, no, this is the best time of your life.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, have fun,
Exactly.
have fun.
See, everyone's agreeing.
And if you
Yeah.
get into trouble with your
Chill.
parents, you know, let us know. We can probably say some good things about you, and you know, they'll be chill as well. But yeah, so you finish, please.
okay, so that, and thirdly, I just need to get good grades because I have CIs.
Oh, that is so cute.
And I need to get and I need to get into a good college, and even better college.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
So that's pretty much it. If ye bhi ho jaye, to it's a big success for me.
Inshallah, inshallah. And you know, just one small thing which I wanted to ask, and that is that kids your age these days are looking for a lot of love out there. So do you want something like that to happen in your life?
Yeah, of course. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
It was a trick question, bro. You weren't supposed to say that. But thank you very much, everybody,
Your
for
parents
joining
are
us.
watching, by the
Thank
It
way.
was wonderful to have you. And so we're going to give our closing notes, and Tasi, then you'll actually have to lead us out with a song of yours as well. So, Shazad, please go ahead.
Right. So Shazad, where we said, sorry, where I said that you know, we're going to be sort of wrapping the year up with a heavy heart. So here it goes. I think we're going to take a moment of silence for all the millions of souls that were, and you know, lives that were lost during this pandemic as well. And then we pray for their families that they find strength, and then we pray for their loved ones that they find courage to actually lead on with their lives as well. Because you know, the show doesn't stop. Of course, you have to pick yourself up and go on with the mojo as well. Because, well, I mean, some things are written. I really believe in the maktub, you know. So if it was written for them this year, it has happened. So, well, really, really wishing and praying for everyone out there who's watching this show in more than 46 countries, and for those who are probably even missing on this one as well, that you have an amazing year ahead, and a year where actually every morning you tune into PTV World and watch Shazad and myself, well, gracing your mornings.
And yeah, you know, we're not going to be selfish today because we have colleagues from the same office. So yeah, please make sure to tune into when Taiba's on the news desk. Or
I
Miss
meant
Soma
for morning show,
and
of
Mama
course.
over here as well. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to look after yourselves. Write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of,
Well, this morning.
On Twitter.
Well, this morning without a G.
on Dailymotion GT.
It's PTV World, and then you look for Well this morning.
And the fabulous repeat's going to be at
5 past midnight.
till the next time. Look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Happy New Year. Take us away.
Tasir here for you, ladies and gentlemen, once again.
कैसे जीऊंगा कैसे बता दे मुझको तेरे बिना कैसे जीऊंगा कैसे बता दे मुझको तेरे बिना तेरा मेरा जान ले चलूं मैं वहाँ कोई तुझको ना मुझसे चुरा ले रख लूं आँखों पे मैं खोलूं पलकें ना मैं कोई तुझको ना मुझसे चुरा ले मैं अंधेरों से गिरा हूँ आदि खा दे तू मुझको सवेरा मेरा मैं भटकता एक मुसाफिर आदि ला दे तू मुझको बसेरा मेरा जागी जागी रातें मेरी रोशन तुझसे है सवेरा तू ही मेरे जीने की वजह जब तक है ये सांसें मेरी इन पे है सदा तेरा तू ही मेरे जीने की वजह तेरा मेरा जान ले चलूं मैं वहाँ कोई तुझको ना मुझसे चुरा ले रख लूं आँखों पे मैं खोलूं पलकें ना मैं कोई तुझको ना मुझसे चुरा ले